October 22nd, 2022. An extremely important day in the sport of mixed martial arts and for the UFC. It marked the day of the UFC 280. And it's not the main event that we're talking about today. No, it's not Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. No, it's not that. It's not that. We're talking about 2 fights away from the main event. Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan. Now, why is this so important? Well, because it's a high risk, low reward for the #1 contender, Petr Yan. Why would he fight Sean O'Malley, the 11th ranked bantamweight fighter on the planet? Why would he fight him? He's #1. He doesn't have to fight. He can wait, because the fight directly after their fight, guess what? That's the bantamweight championship of the world, TJ Dillashaw versus Aljamain Sterling. He could have waited to fight the winner of that. But no, he said, you know what, I want to sharpen my tools. I want to make sure I'm ready to go. I'm going to take a #11 fight. This shouldn't be that hard. It's Sean O'Malley. He dyes his hair crazy colors. He has face tattoos. He messes around during the press conferences. What do I have to fear from this guy? Apparently, everything. Nolan King from ESPN's MMA Junkie. Sean O'Malley proved to be a top contender, even with the controversial split decision. Now, why was it controversial? Well, that's what I'll get into. The scorecard from the judges were 29-28 Sean O'Malley, 29-28 Petr Yan, and the deciding vote 29-28 for Sean O'Malley. Now, why is this important? Well, former fighter and now UFC analyst Chael Sonnen stated after the fight, control time without damage isn't worth giving points for. Now, what he means by this is when a fight goes to the ground, if the fighter that takes it to the ground, if he's on top, if he's not throwing ground and pound, if he's not trying to submit him, he's just laying on top of him, just trying to prevent damage, that's not worth giving points for. Now, why is that? The fighter that takes you down, that's when the control time starts, when he's on top in a controlling position on the ground. Now, where this is tricky is, like I just said, if you are on top, controlling the whole fight, if you have 12 minutes control time in a 15-minute fight, then you're gonna get the nod. But if you have, even with the 7 or 8 minutes that Petr Yan had of control time on Sean O'Malley, it's not enough, because he wasn't doing any damage. He wasn't trying to submit him. He wasn't doing anything with the control time. That's why it's controversial. So, why is this important? Because in the first round, the damage was pretty much even. Sean O'Malley was throwing, Petr Yan was throwing, but Sean O'Malley stunned him. And so Petr Yan took it to the ground. Took it to the fight to the ground. So got Sean O'Malley, put him on his back, got on top, and just kind of stayed there. He just stayed on top. He didn't try to submit him. He didn't throw any gashing elbows. He didn't try to put him out on the ground. No. He just sat on top of him. Didn't want him to get up. Didn't want to strike with him. So why is this controversial? Well, let's start with not the first round. Let's start with the round that the judges unanimously gave to Sean O'Malley, the third. Now, why did they give this fight? Why did they give the third round to Sean O'Malley? Well, coming out, Sean threw a front kick to the body of Petr Yan. Threw the front kick to the body. Hurt him a little bit. Petr Yan threw one back. Got it clean, right where the liver is, right there. Got it clean. You can see Sean O'Malley wince a little bit, just kind of, that hurt. I don't want that anymore. Then Sean O'Malley started teaming. He hit him with a little 1-2 real quick. Stunned him. Petr Yan wobbling. Whoa, where am I? Okay. Kept on him. Almost put him out. But then Petr Yan took him down. Sean O'Malley got up, kept fighting, and then with the last 30 seconds, Petr Yan just kind of held on to him, kind of clinched him up against the cage, held on to him. Okay. This round was given to O'Malley universally, and round 2 to Petr Yan, because Petr Yan, whereas he was stunned for a little bit, right? Sean O'Malley stunned him, almost had him out in the second round too, but Petr Yan clinched. He clinched, brought him to the ground, but while he was on the ground, he was throwing punches. He tried to submit him. He got him in an armbar attempt. He almost had him. That round goes to Petr Yan. First round is where it gets tricky. Start of the fight opener. John Anik opened the fight by saying, "This is the biggest fight of Sean O'Malley's MMA career. Biggest fight." Why is this the biggest fight? It's an 11 contender fighting a number 1 contender. This doesn't happen very often. And for sure, the number 11 doesn't beat the number 1, right? So we thought. First round. Why I think that Sean O'Malley won the first round. And frankly, won the second round and third. I don't think it should have been a split decision. I think it should have been a unanimous decision. But what I saw was not what the judges saw. What I saw in the first round, Sean came out swinging. He almost didn't connect very well. But Petr was, because Sean O'Malley is 5'11", Petr Yan's 5'5". Bantamweight division is 135 pounds. You don't have those taller guys in that division because it's hard for them to make weight. So Petr was throwing leg kicks, but Sean would check them. And when you check a leg kick, it hurts. It hurts the person that's throwing it more than it hurts me, the dude that's checking it. So why is this important? Well, Chael Sonnen, UFC analyst, former fighter, he says, checking a leg kick hurts the thrower more than it hurts the one being kicked. By checking leg kicks, you are taking a kick, but not actually. Where it looks like you are getting kicked, you are hurting the one throwing the kick way more than the one actually taking the kick. Now, this is important. Because it turns, Petr Yan is already known as one of the best strikers in the UFC. Definitely the best boxer in the UFC. He's not known for his wrestling. He's not known for that. So obviously, him throwing these kicks and Sean checking him, he's doing more damage. He's doing damage to Petr. But that's not what you see as a viewer, as a judge. You're not seeing that. That's what I see. That's what I'm trying to convince you. That's what I see. He's checking the leg kicks. And by him checking the leg kicks, he's making Petr say, hey, whoa. Maybe I don't want to throw these anymore. I don't want to. And then every time Petr would throw something, Sean would check it. He would block it, knock it out of the way, and throw something back, counter. Every time he would counter, he'd connect, and he'd connect, and he'd connect, and he'd connect. Every time he connected, he's hurting Petr Yan. He's hurting him. So the first round, I think, goes to Sean because he did more damage to Petr, and Petr took him to the ground, sure, but control time. Didn't have any, he had control time, but he didn't do anything with it. He controlled him, but he didn't do anything with it. And whenever you have control time without any submission attempts, without any ground and pound, which is damage, when you have that, it shouldn't count. It shouldn't count towards the judges' scorecards. Because if I have more control time, but I'm not doing anything with it, you're stalling. You're not trying to get hurt. You're just trying to, hey, I can wrestle you. Hey, look at that, I can wrestle. But I don't want to fight you. I don't want to strike with you. I don't want to take damage. And what the judges are judging is how much damage did you take in the fight. And that's why I know that Sean O'Malley won that fight, and why it was not controversial when Sean's hand was raised at the end of the night. It was not controversial. It shouldn't have been controversial. It shouldn't have been a split decision, but it was.